Hi everyone. Today we will be answering problem 16-6, exercise D, which is asking, in example 16-5, what distance r must Q4 be from Q3? Use figure 16-21 to find out. We are also given the charge of Q3 and Q4, as well as the force. Our first step is to read the question. Our second step is to answer the what. We want to find out what the question is asking us exactly and what the question is already given us. So what do we know? We know that the charge of Q3 is positive 65 microcoulombs. And we know that the charge of Q4 is negative 50 microcoulombs. We also know that the K constant is equal to 8.99 times 10 to the ninth. And we are also told that the force is 280 newtons. What we want to find is what R equals, the distance between Q3 and Q4. This brings us to step 3, which is finding the right equation to use. So, for this problem, we can still use Coulomb's law. We can still use the equation F equals the K constant times the absolute value of Q1 times the absolute value of Q2 over R squared. However, for this particular problem, we are trying to find the distance between Q4 and Q3. So the way we will write this is F equals K constant times the absolute value of Q4 times the absolute value of Q3 over R squared. Since we are already given the force, we can write this as 280 newtons equals the K constant, 8.99 times 10 to the ninth, times the absolute value of Q4, which is 50 microcoulombs. And as we remember, a micro can be written as 10 to the negative 6. So this can be rewritten as 50 times 10 to the negative 6 coulombs. And I'm adding this negative sign just so I can remember if I'm asked to figure out the direction later on. Now I can multiply these numbers by Q3, which is 65 times 10 to the negative 6 coulombs, or 65 microcoulombs. And then I do all of this over R squared. But R is what we're still trying to find. So, how we do this is we use a little bit of algebra. So we write 280 newtons is equal to the sum of the top values, K times Q4 times Q3, which gives us an answer of 29.2175 over R squared. And we can simplify this to be 280 newtons equals 29.22 over R squared. So now, how we are going to try and isolate R squared to figure out the value of R is by multiplying each side by R squared. So this gives us 280 R squared equals 29.22. Now we divide both sides by 280, which gives us R squared equals 0.104. So now, how to find R, just the value of R, not R squared, we have to square root each side. So this gives us R is equal to 0.378, which can be rounded up into giving us the value that R equals 0.4 meters. And this, my friends, is the final answer.